Try that one out. I know Jeremy wanted to see that one. Till the XO. know we had a request for the 36 pin strike. I may need some help on this one.
All right.
We're going to set up 36 pins.
Let me walk down the left side.
Yeah. It'll be off for just a moment. Here, actually. Let me hand you these. Here's that
I'm setting them
one.
on here.
Just throw them down there and I'll crawl in and set them up in a second. Here we go. Here's another. Another. And another. And another. Alright.
We need, was that 20?
We need a bunch. Here. Just that's all right. I'll pull the spare ones out in a minute. All right. Let me,
You want to push those, grab those out of the pinwheel there?
I'm here in there.
3.
All right, the lane is off.
Yeah, so I'm going to get it. No,
Let's see, how do you do 36 pins?
just set them up close in a triangle.
Let's see, how does this come out? I guess if you go one in between, I don't know how my math is on this.
Pretty.
How many does it look like we're going to be at? Or do a count. How many do we have up so far?
1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18.
18
18
already?
20, 21.
Grab me a couple more of anythings, I guess. All right, how many is that?
You got 2 maxes behind you.
What does that give us?
Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3,
7. So we need about another. Actually, got to scoot them together to be able to do this. Grab me a few more.
Okay.
I've never done this before, so I don't know what the math is. Oops, don't tip over.
Someone suggested rolling the watermelon down the lane.
Oh, no.
We have a watermelon. That would be fun.
Messy.
That's true, but that's what a pit cover is for.
And then when the ball returns, picks up the watermelon and sends it out inside the machine.
All right, I don't know. Now I'm getting off on my pattern here. Here, let's just go with that. That's pretty good. Let's go with that. I don't know how many that is, but that's a whole bunch of pins. All right, let me turn it back on.
You're going to turn it on? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think we're going to have an outer range if we can't get a strike on this.
go. 36 pins or however many. Boom! Oh. One single pin.
Are they all colored?
Yes. We only got 13.
He'll throw a couple. Go ahead and pull it up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Keep the thing going. Good. Does that do much? Might be worse than 2 shots, so I'll leave it on first ball. Hey! Get the conversion. If you have any requests on YouTube, send a message. We're watching them. I know the other one's not as good up front. Jeff wants the 710. Jeff gets the 710. That sounded good. Let's try it again.
Yeah, I just gotta put my glasses on so I can see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. I found it.
Found it?
Yeah.
I bet you somebody wants a masking unit up shot, so
Okay. Weird.
here, let me, yeah. I'm gonna put it down while you're up there, though.
Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I'll put that up next. You got it? You want to leave it on first ball? Yeah. Okay. How was she at? Oh, really? A hard part. Okay. Really? Wow. Well, they want to try it again. I got you. You rolling at this? Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, damn it. One too many. Oh, well, there we go. Like I knew what I was doing. What is it again? Okay. What's 2, 3, 4? Well, yeah, let's see. 2, 3. I got the 2 is sitting on top of the button. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Watch out. Where are you coming down? Oh, here it comes.
There you go. Shorty.
What now? Oh, I didn't know I even did such a thing. Okay. Did you say 2, 8, 10? Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. Did you say the 4-pin was in that too? Where'd you leave? You want to shoot it? Oh. Do that one again. Really, Mike? You might want to come get that, because I don't want to sit it out at 180 because I'm afraid it'll take the deck light with it.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Just let it down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't want to finish with it right there.
Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
Good. Okay. All right. Okay. You say 710? Okay. 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 Good. Okay. After that, okay. Okay. The over Oh, shoot.
Oh shit.
What's burning back here?
What am I hearing?
I don't know. That's why I just turned it off.
Technical difficulties. It sounded weird.
Well, yeah, it's smoking. I was like, wait, where? Looked like back here somewhere. There's not a turn pin, is there?
No. Ooh, hell.
What?
I'm smelling it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was.
You're not in a 180 either. Or you're not at 0. Something's weird. Alright, we got something wrong here.
I killed it.
Because you're not at 0.
Right.
And something's making noise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I heard that now. Like,
Is everything turning?
I didn't notice.
Turn it on just briefly and then off.
Okay, it's on.
Hit it from the back, or where do you have it off
Up
at?
here. Well, you know what? Like, I have it off from the back and up.
Or just on and off. We'll leave it off on the back before you do that. And then turn it on the front, and then come back and hit the back real quick.
Okay, it's on in the front.
Go ahead. Stop. Something with the pinwheel. Something.
You can grab one of those pins off the floor, did it?
Yeah. Isn't that the magnetic clutch?
Well, that would have stunk different.
I think.
Go ahead and run it again. Stop. Something about that pulley down here is not working. Just trying to turn this back. Well, we may be done prematurely today. Oh,
What happened?
or is it? Oh shit! Look at the magnetic clutch. Well, no, that was like that. As the pinwheel's turning freely,
But it's not back at 0 yet.
so the pinwheel turns, but this shaft, this, I think we had a bearing seize up in the, I don't know, is that up, that's up against the pulley. Hold it. What the hell is that up there for? It's up against this.
Hmm?
See, it's like right up against that. Alright, well, I think we are prematurely done for the day.
Killed it.
We've had a mechanical breakdown. The half pulley is not turning with the magnetic clutch. I'm not sure. I wonder if, hang on. There's that old pin. If this is what I think it is. You see that pin's right up. Yeah, we're bound up.
I can smell it down here.
Yeah. Well.
Where you want me to? You want to leave? It's off.
Yeah,
at the
just
back,
leave it
right?
off. Leave it off.
Okay.
All right. Coming under here. Go ahead and turn me on.
I'll turn you on.
No, not you.
I was gonna say what? What?
All right, am I on the camera? All right, we've had a mechanical breakdown. Not sure exactly what happened.
Oh, how about a Q&A?
How about a Q&A? Okay. What would anybody like to know? Right now, the clutch seems to be froze up for the pinwheel. So that's going to take some work to figure out why. Waiting to see if anybody has any questions or answers of anybody watching. If you can hear me. Hey, you figure a 65-year-old pin setter, you know, it's been working real good for, I don't know how long I've had it in here now, 2 years? Year and a half. It was due something. I'm not even sure what. So, anybody?
Kevin says he can hear you.
Hello, Kevin. I'm curious, where is everybody? If you leave a comment, tell us where you're at. Mike broke the pin setter.
Yeah, it was me. Damn it.
Yeah.
Didn't like all those respots.
Hadn't happened until Mike gets on the pin setter.
You know. It's like, oh no, I'm set it on fire.
And I know it just sounded weird, like I was going to ask what that sound was.
Yeah, about the time I heard it, I saw smoke, and I was like, uh-oh.
Let's say the pinwheel turns freely, so it's not the pinwheel itself. There's nothing binding it up, but it's that pulley right behind the magnetic clutch, and it looks like the bolt from the tension pulley is right up against it. So I don't know if maybe the bearing in the shaft may have given out or something.
We try to take that bolt off of the nut.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's bound up from that somehow, or if I got a bearing that went out.
Because it's
Yeah,
the other
that's-
side of it is flush up against that pulley.
yeah, and it's weird. There's no scrape marks on it, so
It just happened.
it just happened. That's one wonder if that whole like a bearing just gave out in the jack shaft.
Does either Magic Triangle have the neon light around the edges?
Yes, the one mid lane actually has the neon lighting still behind it, but I've never wired it up to work yet. But I do need to do that because I am curious to see if it lights up. But it does have the neon light behind it. The halo light, I guess is what you call it. I want to get the triangle repainted and light up all the pin numbers from behind and the arrows and everything. I think it looked pretty cool at night.
Okay. Where did you get the machine?
The machine came out of a church in Fort Worth that I was told by the maintenance guy they installed around 1980. It was a 4-lane, above-ground, ball return, gold crown house.
Upstairs.
Upstairs in a church rec building in Fort Worth. And Mike and I have known each other since like the early mid-'80s. And neither of us had any idea there was a church over there at the bowling alley. We probably drove by it, I don't know how many times.
Mm-hmm.
But they were closing down the church and converting the church evidently to like condos or something like that. But they're tearing down the rec building, so they sold off everything. And I was about the only person, except for Mr. Gas Monkey, evidently, who bought some stuff out from under me. But I was able to find the masking unit and ball return parts elsewhere to finish everything out. But the lane, the approach, the ball return, pin setter, all came out of a church in Fort Worth. And evidently this is one of the original pin setters installed in Roselle Lanes in New Jersey back in 1956.
And Kevin that asked that question is from New Jersey.
Really?
Whoa.
Kevin's from, do you know anything about Roselle Lanes? Or do you remember Roselle Lanes? If so, this is a pin setter from that bowling alley. I was told by Beth Meyer, who did the research.
Have you ever converted the 710 in real life?
No, I have never converted the 710 in real life. I did it in the garage here, but I will fess up, the pig curtain was inverted, so I got a little bit of help. But if you look at the highlight reel, it took about 60 shots before I got the pin to bounce over and actually hit it. After several rolled over and got close. But no, I've never picked up the 710 split in real life.
Kevin says Roselle is about an hour north of him.
I'm curious to know when anything about Roselle Lanes, if anybody, knew anything about it. I was told that, as I say, this was put in 1956. It's serial number 3690, so it's one of the original machines built in 1956. And evidently, from what Beth Meyer says, it was lane 2. She has some good information, I guess. And I was told that this, I guess, went into the church after they got it out of Roselle, but I'm not sure when they actually took out the machines from Roselle.
Do you have an estimate on how heavy the triangle is without the mask?
The triangle by itself, probably 10 pounds maybe, or 15, I think. If you notice, I've got another one on the other end behind the machine. If you look at the, I think Aaron's trying to aim the camera over there. There's a newer one. And I actually have another one of the one that's hanging on the wall that's not here at the house. So I've actually got two of those. The other one is just the triangle. Other than Mike breaking the pin setter, is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Kevin remembers Roselle, but never bolted.
Oh, wow. And it's funny, somebody else mentioned Roselle Lanes. And as I say, Beth Myers, the one that came up digging through the Brunswick archives and found out that supposedly that's where this machine was installed. They're actually on the one-to-one has a date stamp on the one-to-one that says April 30th, I think, 1956.
And that's when those were installed in Roselle.
Yeah, that's old.
Have you bowled on an AMF machine?
Oh, yeah.
Mini.
I'm trying to think of the last time I bowled on an AMF machine, though, because I usually just bowl league at USA Bowl, which is the old Doug Carter All-Star Lanes in Dallas, and it's Brunswick. Damn.
Was that before Hood days? Has it been that long?
I used to work on 8270s down at Fort Hood. I didn't bowl at Eastridge Lanes in Amarillo when I was up there. He had 8230s and 8270s, which he just took out the 30s. But I can't remember the last time I bowled on an AMF pin setter, though.
How about a Brunswick GSX?
Yeah, at Reno at Nationals,
Plastic.
but I haven't bowled Nationals in a couple of years. It's just always kind of inconvenient with work and my days off to get a team to bowl on a schedule that really matches mine. So I just kind of quit bowling Nationals. I'm checking Facebook to see if there's anything.
Here you go. Suggestion from Beth. You can bowl by setting by hand. You have a pin, boy.
That's true. Hey, Mike, you're a pin boy.
Oh, yay.
Beth says I should bowl old school and set the pins by hand. But
You ever get a
Have
B10?
any other rate decals besides the one seen on the wall and on the pin set?
I do not. I actually have three of these. The one that's on here now, I have this one hanging on the wall. I actually do have an AMF rate, sweep to be technical, mounted up on the wall by the mask unit up near the top. It's kind of red and blue. I can barely see it from here. But it's got the old like white PVC tubes in the middle that I think it may have been off an 8230 or something.
Yeah, that's a 30. Right?
That's an 8230. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got that when we were going through Okmulgee, Oklahoma. that time.
Okmulgee, Oklahoma. We got that, I think, in about, 80, or about 2005?
2004.
Yeah, they're converting their rakes over, or their sweeps, excuse
Yes,
me,
yeah,
AMF technicality.
Which do you prefer, AMF or Brunswick?
Oh, Brunswick, of course. AMF Brunswick's just more mechanical and more mechanically driven. That's what I kind of like about the Brunswick pin setter.
Kevin says there's a 60-lane center that still has machines like yours 10 miles from his house.
60 lanes? Wow.
Which one is that?
Yeah, what's the name of the bowling alley? I'm curious.
He's not sure when to open.
Is it Corralier Lanes?
Mike asked if it's Corralier Lanes.
Gabriel Hill says hello.
Gabriel Hill, hello. Thanks for watching. We've had a mechanical breakdown for anybody just joining us. I think we lost a jack shaft bearing on the back of the pin setter, and the jack shaft seized up where the magnetic clutch is that drives the pinwheel, and we had to shut things down till I can figure out what happened. But
Your viewers have actually gone up.
really, we're actually going up in views.
Oh, Laurel Lanes.
Laurel Lanes.
Oh.
Have you heard of that one, Mike?
Annie.
Seems like I have. But I don't know much about it.
What do you think about the string machine?
No, that's terrible. I hate string
That's
machines
not, it's,
because those have replaced actual real pin setters. It's just, I don't know, pin
Right.
setters to me are just art.
bowling on yo-yos.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not real. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like them. Put in a Brunswick pin setter, get an A or an A2. Put in some old masking in it somewhere, Gold Crown, and
Or Star Shield.
or Star Shields, even better.
He agrees. He says, "Me too." Garbage.
I agree, garbage.
Bowling with yo-yos.
Raj says there's one near them with 64 lanes. Columbus Square Bowling Center.
Columbus Square Bowling Center, 64 lanes. What do they have? I guess Brunswick.
Is he up in it?
Lightning Nut says there was a Laurel Lanes in Raytown, Missouri long ago.
Huh. Laurel Lanes in Missouri,
Yeah, Raytown's near Kansas City.
near Kansas City, Mike says.
Carolier is about an hour north of Kevin, but it's an old arrow.
Yeah, that's
still
yeah.
to
I hate the corporate buying of bowling alleys that has taken over and ruined the old family bowling centers that came in and put in the crap masking units and took out all the good old stuff. I actually was talking to somebody in Vernon, Texas. I don't think I told you this, Mike. And she's wanting to open an 8-lane center up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So we're talking. I'm all for it.
Tell her to go to Tucker's place.
She already did. She talked to him evidently.
Oh, okay.
And I'm laying under the pin setter because A, Mike broke it, so we had to shut things down. The only mic, we just got this whole system set up. The only mic is on a camera located about 4 feet above me right now that we could get to work with everything. So I'm laying down here to be near the microphone so you can hear me talking. I hope you can hear me all right.
Lightning Nut says Star Shields were cool, and the Laurel Lanes at Raytown started out as Java Lanes.
Java lanes. How cool.
There's a Java Lanes in Long Beach, California.
Mike says there's a Java lanes in Long Beach.
Well, it was.
Or
It
was?
was, it was on the Pacific Coast Highway traffic circle. And
Yeah.
it had a really cool sign. As a matter of fact, when it closed, it opened with 8230s, but somewhere along the lines, I think in the early 70s, they got A2s,
Oh, wow.
Japanese A2s.
That's a
And-
big conversion.
Yeah. Well, that happened to a lot of bowling alleys in the LA area.
Really?
There were, I think, 3, Java and 2 others that I know that opened with 8230s. Now they have A2s or jetbacks.
Wow.
And Java Lanes had a really, really cool sign. And when the place closed, there was a big fight over that sign. Who was going to get it?
Did somebody get it?
Somebody got it. I don't know where it went. There was another cool sign at Thunderbird Lanes in Riverside. It was out there by I-10 and Riverside, and you couldn't miss it because the sign was like 50 feet tall and had
Oh
a
my-
Thunderbird. It had red eyes and lit up at night. It kind of looked satanic, but it was really cool. And that Thunderbird signs ended up in a vintage sign museum.
Oh,
out
good.
there. Yeah.
I like hearing things like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about Twister pins?
I don't know anything about them, but Mike just gave it a sound effect.
Well,
What do you think of twister pins, Mike?
Twister pins I know they last longer than your standard wood pins, but they just sound funny.
Mike says they last longer, they sound funny.
And
Josh was just talking about them up at Allen Bowl, I think.
yeah, we tried. I remember when the Twisters first came out, we tried a pair of them at Don Carter or West, and the stripes were gray at first, and under the deck lights they looked green. And of course there was the sound to get used to, but then they didn't run in the machine so well at first. They ran well, but once they got a little used and they picked up dirt, they wouldn't transfer in the shaker. And so, and the carry was a little different. I noticed you left a lot more 8s and 9s and 4s than you did 10s and 7s.
That's weird.
So, but, they last longer than wood pins supposedly, but I don't know. The sound of them is just kind of,
Kevin says they just had a bowling center in Burlington, New Jersey close in 2019. 32 lanes and 82 70s.
Oh my God.
It's now a car wash.
A car wash out of a bowling alley? It's just criminal. Like Buckeye Lanes, I heard is closing up in, was it Ohio?
North Olmsted, Ohio, and they have Star Shields.
I know,
still.
Star Shields and everything, but the owner said they just kind of took an offer to close. They had, I guess business is good and everything, but the offer was right. I just hate that.
I think that COVID had knocked them a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit. And I mean, they
Well,
were
everybody.
opened again, but I guess they just got an offer that they couldn't refuse.
Yeah,
But,
sometimes the real estate just outweighs the.
yeah.
That's
It was a tour stop house for the longest time.
Yeah, they said Norm Duke, I think, won his first tournament up there. I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Something.
They
like
always used Red Crowns when they
Oh,
on the
wow.
tour there.
Always my favorite pin was the Red Crown. Red Crown.
Rod says, I have both the deck shield with the B on it and 3 rake decals that are golden with cursive Brunswick lettering.
I would like one of those.
That's the one that goes on the original A.
Well, the one I've got, as I say, all three of mine are the same like this one, and I'd like to get one of the gold ones like the other ones. But I've got a good deck shield with the B on it, a really nice one. And I got a couple other ones that are kind of bent up a little. They must have come loose during league or something, and the machine squashed them a little bit or something. But I don't know how they get bent up. But I got 2 of those, but I got one that's like almost pristine.
David asks, why are A's and A2s great while GS is junk and trash?
Because they're plastic.
Is that David H?
Yes.
David, I knew you're out there.
Chuck, they're plastic.
Do you know who that is,
Oh,
right?
I know who that is.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Huh.
A's and A2s are mechanical. They're all, and the original A's the original Brunswick like this are all cast iron parts that will never wear out. The GS things are all plastic junk computers. And I mean, like Brunswick started doing later on, the beginning they built things that would never wear out. And then they realized, I guess they're not selling parts that way. So they started making like 2-piece pinwheels that would crack and break. And then you had thinner like turn pan cams and reset levers and all that they went from the old cast iron parts to, thin aluminum parts or thin steel. They crack and break, and you have to go in and replace them all the time so they could start making money selling parts. Because the original ones never wore out.
Yeah, good news from Raj. Buckeye Lanes is staying open.
Yay!
Really? Buckeye Lanes is staying open. That's great.
I have to make a pilgrimage.
Kevin says, at one time my county had over a dozen bowling centers.
Damn.
We're down to 4.
Kevin, a dozen down to 4. Kind of reminds me of Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas used to
Dallas
have
used to have,
tons.
let's go over it, Cotton Bowling Palace, Circle Bowl, Heart Bowl,
Bronco Bowl.
Mickey Mantle's Bowl that I've always heard about,
Yep.
Bronco Bowl, Don Carter East, Don Carter West,
Expressway Lane.
Expressway Lanes, Town North,
Preston Forest.
Bowlerland, Preston Forest, Fiesta,
Zang's Bowl.
Zang's Bowl,
Redbird Lane.
River.
Still
Oh,
there.
we're forgetting Ballwood Lanes.
Oh, yeah, Valwood. Yeah.
Near where I live right now in Farmers Branch.
You know, Valwood opened as an AMF house.
And what did it close as?
Brunswick A's.
I thought so because
Yeah.
I thought you and I went there as Brunswick, but I saw
Yeah.
some pictures of Ballwood and it was all AMF.
Yeah, and there's ads out there too online of Valwood, when it opened, and
Yeah.
Curtis Stanford who also had something to do with Cotton Bowling Palace, had partnership and opened Valwood.
And right now, for those tuning in late, are we done?
Yep.
We're done?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was just waiting for the camera.
Oh, Aaron's waving at the camera. I thought he was waving bye to me.
No.
We've had a mechanical breakdown on the pin setter after about an hour of bowling. The shaft by the magnetic clutch seems to have seized up somehow.
Let's see if we can fix
And we started getting a little bit of a burning smell in the garage, so we had to shut things down and open the garage. So I'm just doing question and answer right now live. If you've got anything you want to talk about, questions you want to ask, or anything you want to share, like Kevin just saying that Buckeye, or who was it that said Buckeye Lanes is going to
Raj.
stay open? Raj. That's great news. I hadn't heard that. I'm thrilled to hear that. Glad to see places like that staying open.
The lightning nut says G's are junk, but Jonathan Jamoa likes them. He
Uh-oh.
says they're the most reliable pin setter out there.
Well, I think anything brand new is going to be reliable, but
Time.
after a while, your plastic and things like that are all going to, your switches and computers and plastic parts are all going to start breaking and flexing. But I'd rather have a house full of these guys and work on them and keep them running, like back in the day with the Harrises working at Don Carter's East and West, 58 lanes of league, 2 shifts a night. And there were nights where I never got a single pin setter call. It was they spent money to keep them running right, and you had people that worked on them and did something unheard of called preventative maintenance.
Well, East was a different story. East did not always get the most attention they
Well,
should have
East
gotten.
was least and West
Yeah,
was
well.
best.
But no, but right after it opened, it had a series of different head mechanics that were, well, shall we say, not too swift, and
Yeah,
so those machines always had a hard life.
until Raleigh showed up.
They got to running better.
Yeah,
I mean, there were nights where you had like 10 calls, and I mean that over there, that was pretty damn good.
yeah.
Is Forum Lanes in Grand Prairie still open?
Oh
Forum
yeah.
Lanes in Grand Prairie is still open. They still have the star shields that you saw back in the 80s when the tour stop came through there, but some, I won't say what, painted over them and turned them into, I don't know, they basically used them as a canvas, I think, and painted them. And
Well,
did
it's
something-
actually like a cardboard overlay.
oh, so is the actual star shield still there
I
behind
think
it?
so. I believe they are.
Mike thinks they just put a cardboard overlay over the
It's
mast.
got
unit.
It's got the Forum logo on it, and
Yeah,
and it's that mauve
yeah.
colors and
So
stuff.
yeah, Forum Lanes doesn't have the chandeliers and Jeannie Halsey and all
Jeannie-
that they used to have, but
Jeannie
Forum
Halsey
Lanes.
passed away. Was it been 2 years, 3 years? She
Oh, is
passed
that
away
all?
from cancer. Maybe 4.
Wow.
But I ran across an ad for Brunswick with her in the ad. It was a picture of her standing next to an A2 because when she opened Golden Triangle, it had A2s, and her name was actually Nelda Jean, but she went by Jeannie. So anyway,
Things we didn't know about.
yeah.
Have you heard of Southport Lanes in Vichog?
Is that Chicago?
Vichag.
Where is it? Southport Lanes?
Southport.
Oh, is that the one by St. Louis that James just went to the other day?
That was Saratoga.
Oh, Saratoga. Never mind.
Is that Southport? It's not in Chicago, is it?
Is Southport in Chicago? We're working on about a 10-second delay here, so when we get the question from you and when we respond, and you respond back,
It's
there's
a lot longer of a delay than that, because y'all are.
oh, well, yeah, okay, we're talking too much, he says.
Lightning Nut hopes that you make a video of the repair job.
Okay, I will do that. I'll set the camera up on the, when I disassemble it and try to figure out what the hell I broke on the pin setter, so this means I may be going on a parts pilgrimage sooner than later.
Jonathan said,
I don't.
pretty good.
There's
Jonathan?
nothing blocked out on it though. There's nothing
Jonathan
moving.
says that AMF bought Brunswick.
They probably did. AMF brought Brunswick, is that right, Mike?
I don't know because
Well, it's kind of like American Airlines and U.S. Air. U.S. Air bought American Airlines. They just kept the name.
well, and I know that there was talk of Bolero because like Bolero bought all the Brunswick BRC centers, and they had talked about buying Brunswick Bowling, the Brunswick Bowling division, but they started talking like that would be a monopoly, you know, all that antitrust stuff, blah blah blah. But AMF makes Brunswick's pins and has for probably the last 10 years. So if you get a Brunswick Max or Score King, it's really an Amphlite with a crown and a B.
I see.
But I
An
don't know.
AMF product with the Brunswick logo on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard that one, but hey, maybe so.
So Papa Jacob says,
Yes,
I
Papa
have
Jake.
many pins I collect and use. I built a small lane in my basement, but I have to be a pin boy to set the pins up. It's funny because I use New Brunswick crown glow pins.
Ah, and I have one. Oh, I had one in the machine here somewhere.
It
We did the reverse.
It's
Oh,
on
it's in the
top.
7.
There's one right.
Oh, here we go. There we go. There's your Brunswick Glow Max. There we go. Put that in there and glow in the dark with me here.
So Kevin says he's coming to Dallas for WrestleMania.
All right.
He says he's got a bowl while he's here.
Oh, you have to. Come on. When are you going to be here, Kevin?
Anyone have a good contact with Brunswick to get permission to use the red crown from their pins?
Ooh, that's
Oh, I don't know. What would
that's a
you be
trademark
needing?
for them.
Yeah, that's kind of their trademark. What are you going to? I wonder what you're going to use the red crown on.
That was Lightning Nut.
Lightning nut.
funny story, and it's true because I have one. Sometime in the late 80s, early 90s, a center proprietor convinced AMF to make him some amp flights with a crown on. And so they existed. I have one, brand new,
Yeah.
and it's got a red crown on it. It's a little smaller than the Brunswick crown. You can tell it's different. But he had them made and had them in his machines. And apparently the story goes is the Brunswick sales rep came in and looked down there and thought, wait a minute, those are AMF pins with crowns. So apparently the story goes they had to take them out and replace them with regular AMF pins. And of course they were supposed to all be destroyed, but
Some
it
of
didn't
them
happen. So there are
Yeah.
a few. There's 10 that exist
that you know of.
that I know of, and I think 2 more before the 10 I know of.
Again,
Uh,
while we're sitting here talking, is because we've had a mechanical breakdown. Mike broke the pin setter, so we've gone to Q&A instead. And
Rod says, I can make a PCB for your magic triangle that can take the pin finder lights from the pin setter as inputs to calculate which arrow to let.
oh, really?
Hmm.
So, Holy, you can make one work off the AMF triangle that'll work with my pin finders on the Brunswick machine. If you can do that, I would love. I would
That's
love to.
Rod.
Yeah, I would love to have something like that. If there's something we could work out on that, that'd be kind of cool.
They want to use, or Lightning Nut wants to use them on mini bowling pins, half scale.
I've seen that. Is
Yeah.
it? I wonder if he's the one who made the little pin setter, huh?
I think it's his that we watched them.
Yeah, the one with the little half-size pin setter. Yeah,
Yeah, there's several people that got different
That's
mini bowling
cool.
lanes. Because Lynn's used to sell the mini bowling pins, the half scale.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they still sell them or not, but I know a lot of people had them, and they were kind of cool because people were using like duck pin balls for the bowling ball, or
Yeah.
or
We owe Raj an apology.
Uh-oh.
His name is Rod J.
Rod J.
Yeah.
All right.
Rod.
Rod.
where's he from?
Yeah, where is Rod from? Where are you from?
Kevin says he's coming to Dallas for WrestleMania in April of 2022 at AT&T Stadium, hoping to go to the bowling museum too.
Oh yeah. Well, whenever you're down here, let me know. And
Tell him to start referring to it as Jerry World. not
Jerry World, yeah, it's not AT&T whatever. It's Jerry World. That's what everybody around here has affectionately called it because that's kind of like a circus over there for a team that can't ever win anything in
Yeah, what's the old saying?
So Rod is from Central Ohio,
Central
Okay.
Ohio.
Okay.
and Lightning Nut says that they sell pins already. I'm guessing without the marking.
Oh, really? Who? No, they're just blank pins.
I guess that's Lightning Nut.
Oh,
Who sells those? The smaller ones or the
the full size or half scale?
half scale? Okay.
Hey, a little Krylon would do it anyways.
Yeah.
Couldn't run them.
No, not this.
And if you want to come out and get on a camera, there's
I've
one
got
over.
him on a camera.
Oh, okay. Good.
Hopefully Sweat stains it on.
I could turn the other camera around over here on the car and aim it at them if you want.
Cool.
Jonathan says, do you prefer Brunswick Zone or Bolero?
Oh, Brunswick Zone or Bolero? I'll give you that one, Mike. What's your?
Well,
And of course, I turned the camera mic too.
so the Brunswick zones, I've been in a few of them. They're really nice. I mean, I'll give them that. And the Bolero centers, I got to say, the ones that they've made Boleros, they spruce them up pretty nice. And they actually, I know when Bolero first started taking over centers, they really weren't having competitive leagues, and they are kind of doing that. And Bolero's gotten real involved in the PBA now.
Oh,
So
oh
I
yeah, I've
think
been
they
getting
may
the emails on that.
Yeah, I think they may be part owner of the PBA now. But interesting thing about Bolero, the Bolero houses, is they're using Score Kings with stripes. They're not using AMF pins.
Is that the one up here in Addison? Is it Bolero?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I think they're a mix of A and A2s or Jetback and A's. Because I bowl up there and you watch them and they're definite. Some of the machines are A's and some are converted.
Well, I think that when Hupfauer opened it as the main
Was it?
event,
Yeah.
it actually had, I think the machines that were in there were A's.
I remember one time I was over there and there was a parking lot of pin setters. Like they bought
Yeah.
a house out and they brought them there and they must have parted them out and stocked up on parts. Was that a Triangle Bowl? When
Yeah,
it first,
that's what I'm saying. Neil Hupthauer opened it. It was like it was called Main Event. It was
because
the
it's
start
still,
of
it's still got that little triangle
Yeah.
logo on top of the building.
that was one of his
Okay.
deals.
When did that open, anyways?
God, it had to be in the early to mid '90s.
Early to mid '90s.
Yeah. Well, no, it had to be because I was still working. Yeah, I was working at Olmsted Kirk Paper back then, and I remember my boss and the boss. We'd go bowling there, and so yeah, it was it had to be the mid '90s that it opened.
Did you know non-glow pins will still glow under black lights?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Non-glow
the-
pins will glow under black lights.
yeah. They make the pins now. The Serlin has the
Oh, I do.
glow goo in it.
Is this like this here? Because I know it looks like
Yeah,
this kind of.
Everything but the logo will glow.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
but the logo will glow. That's right. The
Oh, that's
logos on
cool.
the regular pins will just be blue or black or whatever they are, or red if you're using Amphites.
Do you have any lens pins? LIND.
Right there on top of the Dr. Pepper machine, there's one right up there by Aaron that's reading off the questions. I've got one new one that Josh gave me.
You should be broadcasting.
Sorry for the mobile cam.
Yeah, Aaron's moving the camera to go get the pin.
I have to disconnect from power. It doesn't want to come out.
There we
Should have just done a
go.
modeling job.
Huh?
Should have just done a modeling job where you
There we go. There's the lens
No.
pin. Aaron's showing the
walk
pin.
through it.
Yep. But I do have one brand new lens pen, and then there's a bunch up there on the shelf that he's showing you also right now. Not quite the collection that Mike Freeman has.
Yeah, I need
Whenever-
to do a video of
Yeah,
that.
I need to do. You need to give me a video of that, and I can post that because I think people would love to see all the pins that you've got.
I've got
For
too
those
damn many.
for those just tuning in, we were bowling live until we had a mechanical breakdown, and now we've just turned it into a Q&A session. And
This has to be something simple.
I hope it's something simple.
I mean, I'm looking at it.
You
nothing-
killed my 65-year-old pin setter.
I know. Maybe it was my fat ass this morning. I'm sorry.
Too much.
But ass is in the Bible, so.
So Kevin says we have a main event about 45 minutes south, and 2 round 1 centers are about half hour away. 1 being in Philly.
Yeah,
Round one.
round ones are, there's one in California and over the way from my parents. They're out of Japan, actually.
Oh, really? Round
Yeah,
one
round
is
one. Yeah, and
Japanese?
they had their own make of pins.
Oh, wow.
I think I have one.
Now, here we have, what is that, pin
Stack.
stacks that are
Yeah.
opening up all around Dallas now.
Yeah.
It's one of those, late night drink and bowl and eat,
Yeah.
whatever, kind of upscale places. What are the other ones around here? Do we have pin
Pin
stacks?
Stack. There's one in over towards Firewheel that's called What is it called?
Oh, yeah, Frameworks or something.
No, it's not
Um,
Frameworks. It's like slot. It's
But it's like another main event
yeah.
type
It's
thing.
a bowling alley and a movie joint.
Yeah.
But it's more of a family
I
entertainment
guess
center.
I'll take that over nothing, but I'm are any of them like actual like Brunswick pin setters? Are they all
they're
like
all GSX. I'm pretty
GSX
sure.
crap? Yeah. Kind of like the bowling alley up at Choctaw.
Yeah, that.
Papa Jacob says, I live in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and there's a bowling alley in front of my house I could almost walk to.
Oh my God, I would love that.
There's a Bolero near me, but it's like 45 minutes away.
What is? Tell me about the bowling alley that across from you, Papa Jacob. The Papa Jacob. Yeah, what's the bowling alley right across the street? I wish we lived that close to one.
David H. says, north of Milwaukee is where a Bolero is, and Wauwatsa, 48, one side, I guess 48 lanes, one side 24 on the other.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's Wauwatosa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Split House.
Yeah, it was. They had a tour stop there.
Did they?
Yeah. I thought, and it was funny. I just watched it the other day, and oops. It was from the I want to say late '60s, early '70s, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was, the 64 lane house.
If you want to get up, there's that other camera over here. Unless you're good where you're
You're
at.
good. You can stand
Okay. Yeah.
So the pins
Everybody's
over
favorite.
Mike's head are your 300 pins. Mention that.
Yes. The pins that, if you see the pins on the shelf over Mike,
What was that name?
I've got
Yeah.
one out of each of the pin setters when I bowled a 300 game, and then I had an 858 one night, and I got the pin out of the machine for my 858. So, Mike fouled. His phone's ringing.
Amber says, I like bowling and it's so cool you have a pin setter in the garage.
Thank you, Amber.
Rod J says, the center I normally bowl at, Delaware lanes, is 16 lanes. It has original Model A's, but the cushion has the Zot.
I've seen that.
Conversion.
Yeah, I've seen the Zot conversion on there up at Ohio somewhere. How cool! I'd love to know the serial number of the pin setters up there. I'm always curious if anybody's got an older machine than this one's still running. I'm sure there are plenty of them out there, but just curious about any other ones out there.
Ask if anyone has anything else.
Does anybody have any other questions or comments or anything else they want to talk about? I'm enjoying this. It's kind of good we had a breakdown, kind of had a change of format all of a sudden. Mike,
You're still 18 and wanted.
yeah. We still got a good number of viewers. So
Last time.
don't mess up the honey badger pattern of oil.
Right,
Man.
honey badger.
Because you know the honey badgers don't give a shit.
I don't see anything.
Well, I guess we've come to the end of everything. Thanks for watching, for everybody who's stuck through the whole thing. And this will be posted on YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it. I'm curious to hear when the breakdown happened. See if we can mention it.
Brought to you by Brunswick,
Brought to-
maker of the fine striker pins.
Yes, by the
Probably
Get
as
you.
old, almost as old as I am.
get you a set.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll get the machine running hopefully soon, and we'll be back on. And I'll actually do a video of the repair, try to figure out what happened and what it's going to take to fix it. Hopefully not the major. So thanks for watching. Aaron, the videographer and question thrower, Mike Freeman, who bowled with me. As seen on my other video from 1985, if you look over at the KDFW story from Bugner Children's Home, Mike and I are on that one together. And